Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's one for you, there's 19 for me. That's just the way it is. Write the check, people. Get it in, get it in, get it in. You don't want the IRS on you. Listen. Lying, cheating, hurting. That's all you seem to do, right? That's what Plant and Page wrote about. But if you want to cheat on your diet, I'm fine with it. Yeah, if you want to cheat on the golf course, I roll up. I'll be the first to tell you right now, I'm not hitting out of a freaking divot. I'm moving the ball up. I'm getting myself a good flat ground to hit off. If you want to cheat on your spouse, like Diana Rossini, have at it, okay? Do not cheat the IRS. You are going to be in a world of trouble. Pay it. At least you don't have the state tax around here. I had to deal with that. Actually, I didn't have to deal with that in Massachusetts, except for summer jobs and stuff like that. Something that the J.J. O'Brien construction may have been you know what. And I'm not saying that there was any cash that did get delivered under the table. By the way, those statute of limitations are long gone, right? Mid to late 80s? Yeah. I absolutely do think so. The 7 years in Chicago as well, I told you, I had to deal with major surgery, Tommy John surgery for throwing tolls every day, just throwing change into the tolls twice on my way to work. Then again, in the bitterly cold, having to put down the window. Let me tell you something. In Chicago, I had to roll down the window, physically go up and down and roll, and then take the quarters and the dimes and the nickels and throw it into the machine. So I was down a rotator cuff and huge state tax there. You don't have it in Duval. You don't have it in Jacksonville or the state of Florida. That is certainly good news. But I know for a lot of people, it's a disappointing day. Now, some of you may be getting cash back. Good luck with that. It's a much better deal to have the IRS owe you money than you having to write that check to the IRS. Got with my financial advisor today, Lou Bodie. A lot of fun. Just taking a look at everything. You know, Bitcoin is up a little bit. Finally, actually, I think it's down a smidge today. And overall, you just never know what to do. But do what's best for you. That's the way I look at it. Jackie Robinson, 79th anniversary. Arguably, the biggest movement, historically speaking, in sports. And Branch Rickey went to him, said, let's go. We're bringing you up. I think every sports fan is well aware of the story, just how controversial it was at that point. Major League Baseball has done an outstanding job now for quite some time representing what he meant to the game and what he meant to our country. And I can only imagine what it was like for Jackie Robinson, the criticism he had to deal with. And he wasn't the only one. I mean, look at Hank Aaron as he approached the home run record. That was last week, right? He did that on April 8th, 1974, when Al Downing, okay, the wrong armor, I'm guessing he got about a 77-mile-an-hour fastball with no movement right over the heart of the plate for Hammer and Hank Aaron. But remember all the death threats he received? I mean, and to be fair, Roger Maris got it in 61 as he approached Babe Ruth, because, of course, in those days, Babe Ruth and way back when, even though the fences were like a half mile away, they played 154 games. They added contests, and the schedule does remain now at 162. I'm sure if the players have their way, they'll be like the NBA, and all of a sudden in Major League Baseball, they'd like to put together a schedule of about 60 games a year, and then let's just get to the playoffs. But Jackie Robinson Day, you'll see everyone wear the number 42. and it is represented by every major league park where his number is retired, and it is a great day for celebration. So no question about it, well earned. If you don't know about Jackie Robinson, you should learn about him. He was incredible at UCLA. Played a couple of different sports, very similar to Jim Brown, who at Syracuse was just a phenomenal lacrosse player. Jackie Robinson. And I read that they're going to retire his number at UCLA. What took so long? I mean, I know you've had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and you've had Bill Walton and, you've had Troy Aikman. But, I mean, what took so long to retire the number of Jackie Robinson? I guess for the most part, they don't retire. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they do. In football, Florida doesn't, right? I know Florida State does. Miami retire numbers. Think of the old Orange Bowl. I know they got names on the stadium, but did they retire the numbers?
Yeah, there's all the Heisman winners, I believe.
Okay.
And then what was the running
Ted
back's
Hendricks,
name? Otto.
Jim Otto.
Yeah, I think there's only 4 of them. Three or 4. There's
not
like
Jim
barely
Hendricks.
anyone. I'll look it up. Yeah, Jim Hendricks is one.
Ted Hendricks. Oh, okay. So we have all that to get into. Hey, we got a fun show schedule, but I got to start by revealing something, okay? And some of you may not know this, but I'm an insider, and I've got tips, I've got feelers, I've got information, I've got it coming really in a variety of ways. And I have been approached now. This is a true story, okay? And I want to get to it, and I want to be graded from you, the listeners, on my approach here. First things first. One of the great tall tales / oh yeah, it did happen of all time finally hit print today. And that was an alleged, years ago, drunk-fueled catfight between Diana Russini and Britt McHenry. If you forget who Britt McHenry is, she went to the greatest card of them all outside of Tiger Woods when he says, hold on here, I'm talking to the president, or I just got off the phone with the president. Britt McHenry's the one who got her car towed, impounded, showed up, just absolutely filthy. Spewed, just profanity. It was out of control. And she also went to the, do you know who I am? Did Britt McHenry. Well, she went to X this week and put karma and said, this has been me the last week on X and/or Twitter. It was a picture of Taylor Swift with champagne and with the word karma underneath it. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, something that has been made around the NFL circles for quite some time is that both Diana Russini and Britt McHenry were sleeping with Sean McVay at the same time when he was an assistant coach in Washington, D.C., and neither one of the two young ladies knew that the other was involved with McVay as well. And apparently it all came out at once. And again, there was scratching, there was clawing, there was name calling. They were both booze filled. And there you go. It goes on forever. All right. And there's been, very little that's come out of any camp except for when she took the Twitter and/or X this week. So I've been approached. And for those of you who don't know, coming up in June, on the Trump lawns, ladies and gentlemen, the White House, okay? It's going to be right there. It's going to be a golden event. The UFC, everything that's going into it is going to be just memorizing for us as sports fans. We've never seen anything like it, okay? McMahon is underground. Vince is gone. He's dealing with his own personal problems. And he has basically erased himself from the public. This is where I come in. I've been approached, and this is big dollar Okay, this is big, big, big dollars, not only for me and my opinion and my expertise, but to get these two ladies. I've been asked to stick them in a cage. All right, let's put them out there on Trump lawns, but they want me to be the backroom guy who has this thing put together start to finish. So here's what I've come up with so far. Now, this is only a rough draft. Your input is absolutely necessary on Into the Night because I'm going to make some changes. But here's what I'm thinking. This is a great brawl, okay? I mean, they've been going at it for 8 to 10 minutes. Both have really had their way. Then all of a sudden, Rossini goes to a foreign object, okay? She Pearl Harbors McHenry and basically flattens her on the mat. Rossini's getting ready to go on top and get the cover. As she does that, a Mike Vrabel double arrives at the ring only wearing a towel, okay? The distraction is immense for Rossini, who doesn't know what to do. She approaches Mike Vrabel. As this happens, backstage, there is a huge ruckus. Apparently, and I don't know how this happened. Actually, I do because I wrote it. Britt McHenry's car is being towed. Okay? I mean, how can you get into the White House and tow away the car? They're doing it. Okay? McHenry in a huff and a puff. She runs. She goes straight to the tow truck driver who never get the respect that they deserve. A kick to the groin, a chop to the back, and down he goes. She proceeds to take a tire iron out of the tow truck, comes back to the ring, slams it over Diana Rossini, who's still giving googly eyes to Mike Vrabel, and McHenry. 1, 2, 3. Gets the pinfall. What do you think? 641-1010, text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can get to us on YouTube, 1010XL, Into the Night. Like, dislike, any changes you want to make? JJ, do you need the commercial break to think about it?
I love it all. It's very great of you to go through this. I did not realize the McHenry thing was happening at all until you just said it. I'm looking at it right now. Apparently, they got into a fight outside of a chain restaurant, is what they said. I would love to know what chain Imagine those two outside of an Applebee's fighting over McVeigh.
Oh, man.
Young McVeigh.
You can't make it up. You just can't do it. I mean, this story's just, she's going to make so much money off this. Her entire profile is growing, and growing. She's never going to be, considered again an NFL insider, but who cares? She's going to remain in the same field, whether it's Barstool or whether it's OnlyFans.com. I mean, no matter what it is, and she's going to make so much money when it's all said and done. But I want your criticisms, I do, or I want your support. What do you think about me, for the first time ever, playing the role of Vince McMahon and creating this particular story, again, which will be coming to us in early June? All right. We got a ton to do tonight. John Osher is going to join us in 45 minutes. I got some things I do want to get into today that are certainly Jaguars related. I really, last night, wanted to get into what's happening as far as the NFL, television coverage, the additional game, possible playoff seeding changes, the streaming of preseason, just everything that's going on in the NFL right now that just it just reeks of greed. Okay, I mean, they may be asking you as the consumer to watch one team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, on maybe, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 different entities that stream. And with that, I'm considering CBS and ESPN and NBC and Fox and all of that. Absolutely. But I mean, Netflix, Amazon, whatever it may be, YouTube. It's really headed for what could be a mess. I say that, but at least when I went to the initial screen, it was very easy for me to find the Masters last week, even though I had no idea where it actually was. I guess it was on Prime some days, and was it on Paramount?
It was on Prime and for Thursday and Friday early rounds, and then on Saturday and Sunday it was on Paramount Plus early rounds.
Yeah.
Before going to ESPN on Thursday and Friday, and then CBS on Saturday and Sunday.
But not everyone has Prime and Paramount.
No, most people don't.
We just talked about tax, man. I mean, my tax, it's ridiculous what I pay to get all of this, right? I mean, it's
almost like a cable bill.
Right. It's necessary for the gig. It's necessary for the job. But anyway, I want to get into this a little bit because I think it's incredibly important. And I think you, as the very good and very intelligent Jaguars fan, would be interested as well. All right, opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. It's pretty simple. There are wants and there are needs, right? We all have them. A need would be see the good folks at Shmunez Vision. Make yourself an appointment today. Get an eye examination. You may be surprised with what is going on. If you find that you're struggling to see, particularly at night, fatigue settles in. You could be dealing with allergies right now. Pollen is just ridiculous. It could be something as simple as that. Also, what about laser eye surgery? What about 20/20 for the rest of your life? Can you imagine that? Never having to go look for your readers or worry about passing out with contacts, and you could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. More than 37 years worth of experience. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online. You can also go to Instagram. Get the very latest at Shmunez Vision.
Some people search a lifetime and never find it.
I found it.
You found it.
I found it! Guys! I found it!
1010XL.
When you're injured, you need more than legal advice. You need someone who truly cares. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, I take pride in what we do. You're never just another case. We take the time to listen, guide you through the process, and fight for your recovery every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing unless we win. Zip, nada, nothing. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione! Campione Law!
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Who's the next best deal in teal?
Tell us what you're thinking for our first pick.
Catch 1010XL's draft previews. Served by Purple Heart Pools, your veteran pool company. Let AA Automotive and 1010XL guide you through the off-season.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. This month, take 20% off your whole home air duct cleaning and start breathing fresh air again. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Zero Res.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns N' Hoses Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns N' Hoses Saturday, April 18th.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I was scrolling through my phone the other day, and there it was, my Awaken 180 app. So I popped it open and started looking back at what I pulled off 2 years ago. 40 pounds gone in just 12 weeks. But the number that really jumped out at me wasn't the weight. It wasn't even the 6% body fat I lost. It was the fact that those numbers dropped and my muscle mass didn't. That tells you everything. I wasn't just eating less with Awaken 180. I was eating to lose weight. The right proteins, the right foods, the right plan for me. So my body burned fat instead of muscle. And trust me, that matters. Because when people say they want to lose weight, what they really mean is they want to lose fat. But if you're not fueling your body the right way, guess what your body can start burning? Ding, ding, ding. Muscle. Exactly the opposite of what you want. Awaken 180 tackles the fat. The coaches tackle the plan. Tackle it and keep it off at awaken180weightloss.com.
Let me tell you something smart homeowners are doing. They're getting ahead of problems before summer shows up. Now, right now at DuckDuckRooter, there are 3 really good reasons to call. You can get your AC checked out and ready for summer for just $99. Got a big plumbing repair coming up, like a whole house repipe? You can save $500. And if it's time to pump your septic tank, the DuckDuck crew will run a sewer camera inspection for only $99, in addition to the price of the pump out. 3 great deals, 1 trusted team. Call 904-862-6769 or DuckDuckRooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Let me tell you how it will be. There's 1 for you, 19 for me. 'Cause I'm the tax man.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I paid my tax. One of the great mafia lines of all time. Is that the Valachi Files? I believe it may have been. Pay your tax, people. Pay your tax. Pay your tax. Pay your tax. And I'm not talking about street tax. I'm talking about the IRS. And you do not want them on you. I mean, I just can't even imagine what that is like. That's one of those, that's like a virus. That's like herpes. I mean, once you get it, you'll never lose it. You have the IRS for the rest of your days. They're going to come back when it's totally unexpected. It's like it's almost like it's worse than the mother-in-law who stays for far too long.
Because you know she's there.
She's eventually going to leave, right? The IRS will never leave. I know some people that really had bad situations with that.
Leon told a story today on XL Primetime about how they showed up at his door one time while he was a player, badge and everything, like asking for a check. And Matt's like, well, what'd you do? He's like, I told him yes, sir, and I wrote the check immediately. What do you mean?
Leon's book is great.
Oh, dude, he's got so many stories, man. He was like, yeah, I signed my signing bonus as a rookie was $5 million, and I got a call from my guy that was like, yeah, now you got to pay $2 million towards the IRS. You got to write him a check. He's like, what? Like, yeah.
And
welcome to real life, man.
I say this respectfully to Leon. The book is so good, but there are times where he is a little bit tame. He could have gotten a lot more severe. Okay? I mean, one of my favorite things to do is, and I haven't done it in a long time, is have a good cigar. By the way, if you ever had Leon's cigar, it's the size of my forearm. You're not blowing through one of those on the front or back nine. Okay, you can start that from the homestead, play 18 holes with it, have 10 cocktails at the 19th hole, and you'll by then be about halfway through the cigar.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to get the behind-the-scenes Leon stories that were too risque for the book even.
Some were really good, but anyway. Yeah, so that, I'm not one on telling you what to do and what not to do. I'll offer up, some advice or an opinion, but don't dodge the IRS. Have a good tax, man. Thanks, Jack. Jack's been doing my taxes for, I guess this is the 19th, 20th year since I've been back in Jacksonville. All right, tonight's show brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. I'm going to tell you much more about them in just a couple of minutes. Did you see kind of the untold story that is going on now after CBS got just blasted for their coverage of the Masters, and no one has been more outspoken than Kevin Kisner? And again, I was actually listening to Kisner on the PGA Tour Radio Network as we were making our way to a beach bar out in St. Augustine. And, he made the point that it would be like watching a Super Bowl and having Tom Brady throw the game-winning touchdown pass, but it happened 7 minutes ago, how they weren't showing any live shots. Well, a report came out today that 5 very important parts of this, 5 of their personnel who had been long time. A lot of these guys get subbed out, cameramen, no matter what it may be. But you have some who are in-house, who have been there to do all the behind-the-scenes stuff in the truck and other places throughout the golf course that, they don't get name recognition. They're behind the scenes. Well, apparently 5 of them were caught for selling tickets, okay? Selling their badges to whomever and pocketing a pretty good, sizable coin. They all got kicked off the coverage. Now, listen, I don't know the ethics involved here. I don't know if it's a fireable offense, a non-fireable offense. I don't know if this is their first time, second time, third time. I don't know if they were warned, verbally, writtenly. I don't know how, but as bad as it is, you have to keep them on the coverage. They know what they're doing. It's the same thing that I talk about all the time with the replacement officials. You can't bring the scabs in. You can't bring the replacements in for the Super Bowl. And that's what the Masters is. We're not talking about a 9:30 a.m. Jacksonville, Los Angeles Rams game from freaking London. We're talking about the Super Bowl. They pulled these 5 from the Masters coverage as discipline, and look at how bad their coverage ended up being.
Yeah, there was multiple times when because I had 2 TVs up pretty much all weekend. And on one, you have the featured groups or the Amen Corner or holes 15 and 16, whatever. And those are just live. Because they're just showing what they're showing, and there's no editing. There's really not a lot of commentary. And I would think like, okay, well, I'm about to see, I'd see like one great shot over to the left, and I'd be like, all right, well, I'm expecting CBS now to show it within the next like 30 seconds to 60. Wrong. Like Kisner said, it was minutes, man. It might have even been after a commercial break that you'd see a huge shot and be like, what the hell is going on with the delay in this? You saw multiple times where a guy is on the course. CBS would show a guy walking on the course, and then behind him, you'd hear like a huge roar. And then they'd go to like, it happened on Friday. The most important shot, arguably, of the tournament was Rory's chip in on Friday afternoon.
On 17.
Yes. So they showed, I believe it was Burns, and he was walking down the fairway. They were just showing that inexplicably for no reason like they always do. And you hear this insane roar behind him on the coverage, and you're like, well, what is that about? And then it's like, oh, well, let's go to Rory McIlroy chipping. And you already know what was going to happen, man.
God,
they did that all weekend.
Yeah, and they've, in my opinion, they've been so good year after year after year. I don't know what happened. Even his last shot was like 1.5 feet out. And it was the back angle where you couldn't even see the ball go into the hole.
You just assumed it went in because it was such a short shot. But, yeah, you couldn't actually...
Who would say the back angle?
Dude.
You have
1,000 cameras there, right? Yeah. Like, how do you not have a better angle? And honestly, what was even worse than that one was the 2 shots before. Yeah. When Rory hit it into the sand.
Right.
But they didn't show it for, like, ever. And everyone was super confused. It's like, don't worry, guys. It's only the most important shot of the entire year in the world of golf, folks. But, like you said, if you're going to take I guess 5 guys off the broadcast, depending on what they were doing and their importance level, it's going to make a difference. I mean, imagine if one of the guys was like the director or something, or one of the main producers. Like, you can't just replace that in an instant with someone who's just as good, because the guys they have working on the Masters are the elite of the elite at their job.
They should have been reprimanded, but not before this event.
Of course.
There's just no way. I mean, anyway, that's a mistake. I'm paraphrasing here because I didn't. I should have taken a photo of it and kept it, screenshot of it. But I saw somewhere that one guy put out that. Well, I mean, what did you expect? They only had like two cameras on the golf course. Every other camera was watching the underage folks in Northern Ireland drinking Guinness.
So every time they went to that camera shot, which if you don't know, during the final round, they showed some people in Northern Ireland drinking at a pub, and they all looked like they were 16. They also were super unexcited the whole time. It was so lame. And then they were like, wow, they're really staying up late for this one. And then Nance is like, yeah, it's 10:30 there. It's like, no, they're not staying up late. It's 10:30 at night. It's day here. It's not that big of a deal, man.
All right. So that is the latest there. Let's on the other side of this, let's move on to what's happening in the NFL. Also want to get to Mel Kiper. Very interesting selection he had in his latest mock draft. By the way, tomorrow, Jordan Schultz is going to join us. Looking forward to talking to him. He's an insider. That's all I'm going to say. He's an insider, and he's going to join us. That'll be part of the program coming up on Thursday. Hey, if you've been injured in a car accident, and I see him no matter where I go now, it's just awful. You got to be such a defensive driver because of the selfishness and the carelessness of so many people who drive and watch and play on their phone. You may be on the other side of this. You may be the flat-out victim. And you're home alone. You don't know what to do. You're scared to call a law firm because your assumption is, bang, I'm going to get charged for the phone call. I'm going to get charged with a retainer fee. I'm going to get charged for my sit-down fee. No, you're never going to come out of pocket at the Alexander Law Practice. Everything I just said and everything else, you're not going to be charged. Also, Rick Alexander, he's one of you. He's Duval. There are phenomenal law firms all throughout the country and right here in the state. But here in Duval, you're going to be dealing directly with Rick Alexander. He's got a small log of clients, okay, because he deals directly with you. He's got an outstanding staff as well, but you're always going to be involved directly with Rick Alexander, who's been doing this for his entire adult life. So check him out. Alexander Law Practice. That is your best bet. You can call him at 400-6600, but I always do advise that your best bet is to just go to Alexander Law Practice.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back Nine Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back Nine Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back Nine Golf, where golf never sleeps.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Pages in your mailbox right now.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
An evening with legendary comedian Jeff Foxworthy.
But they have a rule in my neighborhood. If you walk your dog and your dog does his business in somebody else's yard, you need to get a little plastic bag, pick it up, and dispose of it. So you drive through my neighborhood and there's all these attractive women walking around with poo-poo purses.
Jeff Foxworthy Live, April 23rd, 7:30 p.m. at Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets now at thcenter.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Let's raise our glass right now to all the hardworking men and women right here in Duval and everywhere else listening. Remember, you can always pull up the 92.5 FM app. No matter where you go, you can bring it with you.
Or YouTube.
And it's crystal clear. YouTube as well, Twitter, X. Britt McHenry calls it X. I'm not going to argue with her. Hey, yeah, we were talking about selling those badges, a nice little side bit to make some cabbage. And, I'm sure they're able to do that at some other events. I mean, it's gotten pretty pricey here in town for the players. This is a true story. When I rolled into town in 96 at the Ball, the Jaguars went on that phenomenal win streak, okay? And yes, I am the same person who said, because I don't run away from mistakes. I'm the same person who said the Jags won't win another game this year. And Bianchi put it in the paper. Bianchi was the, lead columnist here for the Florida Times-Union at the time in 1996. But anyway, there's still some members of the team who haven't forgotten about that, including one of my golf partners. We're playing again this Saturday morning, the great Aaron Beasley, who I play golf with all the time. And they put everything together last second. We were very young, very immature, very inexperienced. We just had no idea what was going on. So they get us on like some sort of kind of like travel venture with a big group and I think it was myself, and it was Pepper, and I think it was Scott Jackson and Bill Riley. So it's the four of us, and we fly. And actually, it was the three of us. Scott didn't go. We get there, on Saturday, all that, have a great time. I have an envelope, and I have my credential. Well, I rip the envelope, throw it in the trash, put my credential on, get in. This was obviously pre-9/11, so the security wasn't nearly what it's like nowadays. I go up into the box, and we're just sitting around talking, and I don't know if it was Riley or whatever. He goes, well, what did you do with your tickets? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, didn't you look inside your envelope? You had 2 tickets to the game. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we all had 2 tickets, and so, I gave them to so-and-so. So I'm like, you got to be kidding. I was eating or something. So I ran back down to the bowels of the stadium, right by the security gate, where I got in to see the Jaguars play the Patriots in the 1996 AFC Championship game. I'm going through the trash. There's the envelope. Inside the envelope, 2 tickets.
Very nice.
I proceed to walk right outside and sold them for $1.50 a piece.
Very nice.
$300, put it in my pocket, went back up to the box.
So is that the Jags giving you the tickets?
I don't know. It was part of they signed us up for some travel to and from the hotel, the tickets, the whole 9. And I just assumed that I wasn't getting tickets because I was credentialed for the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a funny story. So I was working at a radio station in Ocala. This was the Daytona 500, the year that Juan Pablo Montoya, it was actually rained out till Monday night. Juan Pablo Montoya hit a jet dryer. It caused the biggest oil leak and fire I've ever seen, but it was at Daytona. So the on-air host that I was riding with in the same car to go and do a live broadcast from Daytona at the Speedway, we get there. He looks at me and he goes, dude, I left my credential in my car. We took mine. And I'm like, so we go to the little area or the media area, talk to the lady. She was such a you-know-what. Would not give him a credential. It was like a whole thing. So we go up there and we're like, we'll figure it out when we get there. So I get in. I take all the equipment in. So easy, bro. I literally walked 100 yards, handed it my credential through the fence.
Mm-hmm.
It was like nothing. He walked in easy as it can be. NASCAR is so laid back when it comes to security. There's, you bring in your own cooler or whatever the hell you want in a NASCAR, but that was the one lost, credential story I have. It wasn't me, but
yeah,
it can be stressful.
It can. I tell you, we slept there one night in a Winnebago at the Daytona 500. Again, I went to 25 straight Daytona 500s. I actually had the folks in Chicago fooled that I knew something about NASCAR just to come back to Jacksonville every year from Chicago to go to the Daytona 500. I'll never forget the owner coming up to me and is like, I really want to thank you. He goes, here at the Sporting News, we've always covered the 4 majors plus college football and college basketball. But because of you, we're now covering NASCAR.
The king of NASCAR, Rick Ballou.
I'm like, while I'm at it, why don't I try boxing? Before you know it, they were sending me out to the Mandalay Bay to cover all these
sick.
Because no one else did it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're heading back, and Jackson was totally responsible. They thought I was kind of insane, so they wouldn't allow me to drive because they didn't believe that they probably figured there was no way I'd be sober. So we're right out of the turn, going back down, 95, 95, and bam, he runs out of gas.
Wow.
Completely ran out of gas. Yeah.
It's one thing I've never done in my life. Knock on wood.
Neither have I.
I have, but I was I was leaving school, and when I tried to start my car, it didn't have enough gas in it. So it was I had to get a ride, but it wasn't like I was on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. That to me is just how does that happen, man? Yeah. The second my car gets on 1 bar right above E, I gotta pull into the first gas station. I'm so anal about that. It's my worst fear ever.
I'm hearing from my good buddy Charlie Jimerson, my longtime friend and lawyer and I don't know what he has said yet, but let's just hope that selling those tickets, the statute of limitations has passed. I can tell you that's January of 1997 when that actually happened.
We're almost at 30 years at this point.
Wow. Just nuts. One of the coldest days that I can ever remember. And I grew up going to those games, but I was prepared then with the down jackets and all of that type of stuff.
And just living in it.
Yeah.
You build up that. But being down here for so long, it just makes you a wuss.
Yeah. But that was like pre-Uber and it was so hard to get a cab. And I remember just waiting outside after the game, trying to get away back to the hotel. It was absolutely insane. Because after the locker room, and I had to wait a little bit longer because I think Riley was doing some post game actually from the box upstairs, and oh man, that waiting out process was not a lot of fun. But anyway, that did happen. That is a true story, and it is one I am absolutely sticking to. All right, congratulations to the late Bobby Bowden. If you did not see. Yesterday, the Tallahassee International Airport is now the Bobby Bowden International Airport. He has also received the Governor's Medal of Freedom, and it's well-deserving. Just cannot think of a better man to receive something like this. Bowden will always be huge for me. It was almost like a second dad. What a way to learn this business under him. I mean, I just cannot tell you how incredible that was with Bobby Bowden. Full access to his team. I mean, 10 feet away from board drills. He'd let us go. Me, the Osceola guys, the beat writers. It was insane. Full access to the Moore Athletic Center, full access to the locker room. The late Dave Van Hallinger, a strength and conditioning coach, allowed me to lift weights in the weight room, to bring all those players in and have them sit with me. Weekly shows with Jacksonville's Andre Cooper, Danny Cannell, just went on and on and on. I mean, nowadays you can't even get these guys on the phone. You can't even do phone interviews with these guys. Totally different world. And Bowden was absolutely sensational.
I mean, Norvell canceled his entire spring speaking tour. So, even to the fans, they won't even say anything.
It's never about us. Okay? Whether you allow Andre Wadsworth and Warwick Dunn to come in and sit down in my studio with me or not, it's not about me. It's about getting the message out to the fans. I've never had a problem of coming up with something to say, okay? Those who are in PR or those who are athletes or coaches who are like, well, I'm pissed at that member of the media. Here you go. I'm going to snub you. They're still going to say the same thing, and it may even be worse if you ignore them or refuse to talk with them. I've never understood that. Everything is used to get back to your fans. That's what we're here for. Anyway, Bobby Bowden, congratulations. Yeah, Mike Norvell, year 7, he has no idea who his quarterback is. Year 7. Not year 2, not year... This is year 7. And you're going to go into the month of August with a quarterback competition. I mean, you just can't make this up with Mike Norvell, who, obviously this is the final year. They're going to save $11 million by keeping Mom on the payroll. And anyway, we'll be around for it, we hope. Much more to do with you tonight till 8.
It's the ultimate ride.
He's going to do it!
Sunday at Kansas.
Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas!
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's high-performance NASCAR station, 1010 XL.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Youth sports at the YMCA's focus on teamwork, discipline, and building confidence. Our experienced coaches can create a positive and supportive environment where your kids can grow, stay active, and develop a love for sports. Sports like basketball, volleyball, swimming, gymnastics, and even elite skills training. Join the fun and register. Give your kids a chance to be a part of something special. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I was scrolling through my phone the other day, and there it was, my Awaken 180 app. So I popped it open and started looking back at what I pulled off 2 years ago. 40 pounds gone in just 12 weeks. But the number that really jumped out at me wasn't the weight. It wasn't even the 6% body fat I lost. It was the fact that those numbers dropped and my muscle mass didn't. That tells you everything. I wasn't just eating less with Awaken 180. I was eating to lose weight. The right proteins, the right foods, the right plan for me. So my body burned fat instead of muscle. And trust me, that matters. Because when people say they want to lose weight, what they really mean is they want to lose fat. But if you're not fueling your body the right way, guess what your body can start burning? Ding, ding, ding. Muscle. Exactly the opposite of what you want. Awaken 180 tackles the fat. The coaches tackle the plan. Tackle it and keep it off at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The late Bob Welsh, Fleetwood Mac, blew his head off. Dealing with cancer, he said, no longer. Ebony Eyes, right? Sentimental Lady. Peter Green. Original parts of Mick Fleetwood and John McVie, hence Fleetwood Mac. And then they went and found Lindsay, and Lindsay said, well, Stevie comes with me. I said, what are you talking about? She said, we're a twosome. You want me to play guitar, Stevie's coming on in. So then they say, all right, well, let's ask Christine McVie. Do you mind having another female in the band? Because sometimes females don't get along. They did. Created one of the great rock and roll bands of all time. Hybrid band. Across the pond and with the L.A. explosion. Hey, we talked about 79 years to the day, Jackie Robinson, his anniversary. Today is also a very sad day in the world of sports. 2013 on this day was the Boston Marathon bombing. All right, that's always on a Monday. The game will be played on the 20th this year. Detroit in Boston. That's an 11:10 start. Used to go every year until I was in high school. My dad would take me with his good buddy who was in the Secret Service, and he has some of the greatest stories of all time. Worked in the Trade Center in New York, okay, with the FBI, Secret Service, and then was big involved in everything that was underground in Boston. I just love the stories that, even last time I saw him was when my dad passed, went back for the funeral. Just having those conversations are insane. But we would go every year and watch him come up Heartbreak Hill and not, right behind, not too far away from Fenway Park. And, maybe the biggest story of all time outside of the bombing is the cheating of the Boston Marathon.
The lady.
Rosie Ruiz, I believe. She hopped on a subway.
In the 80s, yeah. And then just popped out with a mile to go or whatever. And
she stole some guy's Mountain Dew and poured it all over to make it look like she had worked up a lather. She just said, watch this. I'm hopping on a subway. And they caught her. And you know what's so great about that is it's not like they had surveillance that we have today. I mean, the fact that they were able to discover that was pretty cool.
She broke a record even.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you had the cojones to do that, you would, I remember when I was in high school, we found the answer key to our final in a math class. And you didn't want to get every single one right
kidding.
And just show her that you obviously cheated. I had a C- the whole year, but I aced the final. No, I got a 95. I missed 5 on purpose. So this dumbass, she went in front and won the race by a record. I don't think she meant to do that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she came out, they say, with a mile left. And just sprinted that mile.
The Boston Marathon was typically cool, wet. It seemed like it rained almost every year. And, I imagine that's probably better for long distance runners. But what also sticks out for me is how many were in the Boston Marathon in wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah.
And you talk about
do the whole thing.
Men and women just absolutely physically put together their upper body strength.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I know there's not hills here in Florida, and I got you, but where I grew up, there would, listen, kids, I walked to school in the blistering snow uphill the entire way to school, and then after school, I had to walk home uphill the entire way. Okay, blistering snow. And can you imagine being on a wheelchair and going up Heartbreak Hill in the Boston Marathon?
Absolutely not. I can, I run every day. But that, even just that distance makes me really, it's insane to me. When I see it on people's cars, they put the little 30s, however long it is. Super impressive that anybody can do it with all their limbs working. But there's been those people who were actually hurt in the Boston bombing of 2013 who with their metal limbs or whatever have ran the marathon in years after, which is just an awesome story.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Back to our girl. She never admitted to cheating all the way up to her deathbed in 2019.
Oh, really? Rosie
never
Ruiz
admitted to cheating.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. She's sticking with the story.
She really did.
All right. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. We'll do it up until 8 o'clock. I will say this: the one scumbag was shot, killed. The other, it's unbelievable, man. He's still getting 3 hots and a cot.
Joe, I'm afraid I'll have to take your badge and gun.
Joe Coward.
Captain, if we could just please...
I don't want to discuss it.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Hand him over.
On 1010 XL.
He believes there's probable cause to believe...
You're not a police officer anymore, Joe.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pick it here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
Strength, speed, swagger, and most importantly, he moves the chain. 1010XL's draft coverage is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors, and Fleming Island Center for Clinical Research. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Every day, K-9 officers put their lives on the line, tracking criminals, finding missing adults and children, saving lives. But they can't ask for help. That's where K-9s United steps in, providing life-saving equipment and training to police K-9 units across the country. Now you can help. Join the 9K for K-9, Saturday, April 25th in St. Augustine. Run, walk, or even go virtual. Every step supports these four-legged heroes. Sign up, donate, or learn more at K9sunited.org.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th.
You know what homeowners in Northeast Florida don't want to deal with? 3 phone calls in the same week. One because the drain won't drain, one because the septic system is acting up, and one because the AC decided summer vacation started early. That's why homeowners keep one number saved in their phone: Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Clogged pipes, septic problem, AC blowing warm air. One call brings the right team to your door. Plumbing, septic, air conditioning, all handled by one trusted crew. Call 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Catch Gators baseball all season long on 1010XL. Pitched by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
John Osher, ladies and gentlemen, each and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. We may be a smidge late tonight. My apologies. Let's bring in the senior writer at Jaguars.com. John, it is a great time of year. Are you ready for the 2-month jaunt through the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, I am. It's the NFL draft, which I know always means hockey's getting started. And for me, unfortunately, hockey starts when they drop the puck when they drop the puck for the playoffs. So it's I'm looking forward to it. I can't tell you I know much about any team yet, but I kind of learn on the fly this time of year for the NHL.
Well, we're heading to the greatest playoff of any. And listen, I don't want to take anything away from the accomplishment of both the men and the women. The United States beat Canada for the gold in both sports, but they did it on 3-on-3. Way too much ice overtime. You go 5-on-5, sudden death, where the refs swallow the whistle and let them play. It's the best that you can have in the playoffs, period.
Overtime playoff hockey is, it's insane. I mean, again, this from somebody who does not. I could tell you a handful of guys on a handful of teams. Like I could tell you, certain, I know McDavid plays for Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
That's about what I know.
Okay.
But I know that when it's game 7 and it's in overtime, you can't get any better than that. And I love the NFL. But the NFL, even in the playoffs, to me, doesn't match the NHL.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And again, in the overtime rules in the NFL have gone back and forth. It feels like they've never been able to really figure that out. Do both teams get a possession?
The NHL would never go 3-on-3, right? Ever.
Well, the 5 minutes in the regular season before the shootout, they do the 5-minute 3-on-3 regular season. Then you go to a shutout, and the loser gets a point, the winner gets 2 points. But no, you get to the playoffs, absolutely. You're going 7 games, and you're playing sudden death hockey.
Yeah, I thought it was strange the Olympics did that, but I guess, honestly, the Olympics are going for a different market to it. Like, my wife and I sat and watched both of them and enjoyed the 3-on-3 as an excitement thing. Would we have enjoyed it for 30 minutes? Maybe I would have. Maybe she would have not, or vice versa. So I guess I kind of get when you're going for a casual or a fan. But can you imagine trying to tell a Flyers or a Bruins fan that their team's going to lose in a 3-on-3 in the postseason? That would not fly very well at the sports bar in Boston.
It would not. And I don't like to be critical because they won the gold in the men's and women's, and it's how they won. Both the goals on the women's side and the men's side are going to end up being the crowning moments of those gold medals. I mean, both of those goals were absolutely spectacular teamwork and some phenomenal individual effort.
But it's sort of a different sport. I mean, like when you play it that way, it's like when I watch baseball and they put the runner on second. It's sort of a different sport when you do that.
Yeah.
It's still sport, but yeah, I can't imagine Gordie Howe would not be a fan.
Yeah, Gordie Howe, no doubt. The Gordie Howe hat trick, a fight, a goal, and an assist. All right, the NFL draft a week from tonight. We know the Jaguars do not pick until number 56, so that'll be a week from Friday night unless they trade up. They haven't drafted a quarterback since Trevor. Prior to that, a couple of years before, in the 6th round, the former regime went out and got Gardner Minshew. You have Carter Bradley, Gus's son, on the practice squad. Nick Mullins is a quality backup. Is it time later in the draft to go out and get your own quarterback and have him learn this offense from scratch?
Yeah, I might do that because I kind of feel a little bit the same way you do. I'd be surprised if this team drafts a quarterback. First of all, they sort of like Carter Bradley and think he may be able to develop into a backup at some point. I think their approach is a little more, Trevor Lawrence is our guy. And we're probably not going to win the Super Bowl if he's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So, all of a sudden you start burning a lot of draft equity on a spot. Realistically, if you draft a guy in order to get somebody you feel great about, you probably have to go 4th round. do you burn a seventh when you know he's not going to beat out Nick Mullins because he's not going to be smart enough in the offense to do that? You're not going to love him very much more than Carter Bradley, who you sort of like in that development role. So I'm with you. I might do it. I kind of don't think that's the mood or the framework of the organization.
John Osher, I guess, senior writer, Jaguars.com, here on the home of the Jags, 92.5 FM. Something I wonder about, and I say this respectfully because we all know Dr. Kaplan well. He does an outstanding job. I've never asked him, even off the record, hey, what's going on here? What's going on there? But I wonder about rechecks. And, Caleb Banks is a guy that I think will go in the first round. But if he did fall because of the injured foot now 3 different times, the very talented defensive tackle, just the recheck. I got to believe the first time they looked at him, he didn't pop the foot again until after their medical examination. What are your thoughts on a recheck in a situation like this? And I know they're not going to tell us anything, but I have to believe that if they're considering him, they had to have met with him again.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, again, I don't know any of that detail, but the job is to check everything, to check every box, and they do have 11 picks, which means out of 11 picks, and who knows, they might have more than that. You could trade back at 56. Nobody's really talking about that, but you never know. When you've got 11 picks, and you have a roster where it's a good roster now, it's not absurd to take chances on guys who have a little bit of an injury history. You don't want to try to make your living doing that, but it's all risk reward, the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see them taking players with a little bit of a history. If you have 5 picks, maybe you don't do that. When you have 11 and you have 3 in the third round, 2 third-rounders feel real solid. 1 third-rounder is a flyer, and you're not sure if the guy can be healthy this year. It's a long-term risk. But knowing this regime, they will do anything. They don't care what people say about it. So that kind of thing wouldn't surprise me, and I'd be very surprised if they haven't done the prerequisite checks on anybody with a medical.
Hey, I'm sure you're asked this multiple times weekly because I get asked it as well. It's stay away from Caleb Banks. He's from Florida. The Jaguars can't draft a defensive player who's done anything from Florida. It's a totally different situation with a totally different human being. I'm all into trends, but not that one.
Yeah, that one, again, I've heard it all the time. Every time they draft a Florida player, it's oh, my goodness, why'd you draft a Florida player? Look at all the guys that haven't worked. The team, to me, would be negligent to take that approach.
Mm-hmm.
If you think the guy is a player, and you look at reasons why. If Florida in recent years has had a position that doesn't usually work out well because they think they're not coached well, something like that, maybe. But back, was Juwan Taylor a bust for this team? No. I mean, he was a good right tackle where they drafted him, et cetera. Fred Taylor, pretty good. So I mean, I get that there have been failures, but you have to do your research, basically take the school name off, and if you feel strongly about a guy, to buy into that sort of a thing, I absolutely don't buy into that. Although, if they draft a Florida kid, Rick, I'll be answering 15 emails.
Well, I was in Chicago at the time, but I remember when I would get, hey, you can't draft a quarterback from Oregon, Achilles Smith and Joey Harrington. It's one after another. And you can maybe make a comment about a gimmick-style offense, but
sure.
This has happened with other programs as well. And I was like, no, every individual is different. They're wired differently. They're different athletically. They're different as far as their overall intelligence. I just don't think you can stereotype a guy coming out of a school.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like I said, I've always thought the other way. Any personnel person you talk to would, to me, worth their salt, would say you're being negligent. If you write a kid off for a reason like that, and you're looking at the guy, if you think he's the best player, if you think it makes sense, again, for the reasons you cite, fine. But just because of school name and because he went, especially NIL now, right? I mean, if a guy plays at Florida for 1 year, all of a sudden he's a Florida kid with that reputation. So I don't buy into that.
That's a good point. They weren't even asked that question last week. I was thinking about asking it. It's pretty interesting, though. I mean, now it's almost rare to get a guy who's played his entire career at one school. I mean, you see most of these picks spending, a couple of years at one. The one that Mel Kiper had today, the off-the-ball linebacker who Mel mentioned, Jason Barham. Last 2 years at Michigan, the first 2 years of his career was spent at the University of Maryland.
Yeah, I could be the old man shouting the clouds and say how much I dislike it. I wish it was the old days.
Oh, yeah.
They're not coming back. So, I do think it adds elements to the scouting process, because if you get a situation where you've got, you have to sort of check, hey, if a guy is a running back, was he playing behind an offensive line that they paid a lot of money to? There's certain situations, meaning a much better offensive line, maybe other teams in the conference had defensive line. Things like that, I think, do come into play, where you have to adjust and you have to go back and look at tape from a different school. Were they playing in a different school? So I do think there's things they will check on. It's certainly complicated the process. But, I long for the days where kids stayed in school the whole time and, stayed at one school. But I can long for it all I want. It ain't coming back.
I think most would agree with that. Maybe not JJ. Not after, Cam Ward and Carson Beck. Sure. And now you got, Mensah coming on board.
Future Heisman Trophy winner, Darian Mensah.
There you go. Hey, John, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Rick, thanks, buddy. We'll talk soon.
There he goes. Sean Osher, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Jason Barham, off-the-ball linebacker, 4 sacks, 23 pressures. I'm actually going to spend a minute on him on the other side and also get into this NFL television coverage. Sure you are, Ballou. You've only promoted it the entire show, and you haven't. 6'3", 240, a 4.64 40. I tell you what else happens, and it happened with Reuben Bain. The story that came out that, trust me, all NFL personnel was well aware of this story. But when you get news this close to the draft, it's only bad news. And a lot of these stories are planted. I think the Reuben Bain story was planted.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I don't know if a team... I'm not going to go
maybe an agent of another pass rush prospect who he would be competing with.
Thank you. I'm not saying Team X called and said, listen, put all this crap out about Bain because we want him to fall a few spots to us. But I can see an agency absolutely doing that.
For someone who maybe would be drafted behind Bain but plays the same position, but after this, maybe not.
All right, we got much more to do. He is JJ. I am Rick Ballou. We call this Into the Night.
Friends, rivals, co-workers, somehow it all works.
Let's have fun with it. Ready?
1010XL.
After attending a Saturday Bumps and Bruises clinic by Southeast orthopedic specialist, my son's hip and shoulder issues were diagnosed quickly, and he's back playing. As a busy family, we really appreciate their prompt attention.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
You're stripped in a bag.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
Ready to put your dream car in drive? Get solid rates for the road ahead when you finance with First Florida Credit Union. Enjoy competitive low rates, up to 90 days of no payments and budget-friendly protection plans. Whether you're buying a vehicle or refinancing, stop by a branch or apply online at firstflorida.org/autoloans. Membership eligibility required. Interest accrues during loan payment deferral period. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit firstflorida.org/autoloans.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
What Jacksonville Jaguars player has scored the most touchdowns?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With 81 touchdowns scored in his career, Maurice Jones-Drew is the all-time touchdown leader for the Jaguars. Fred Taylor is second with 70.
Southern Oak Insurance.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, some good stuff rolling in from you, 641-1010. I actually got a lot of response on our text line, but I do let them close. Got a lot of response on my opening script that involved Britt McHenry and Diana
With your
Rossini.
inside information.
Right. Again, I'm being paid really, really handsomely for this. The great thing about 1010XL 92.5 FM is they allow me with my creativity to going out and do some moonlighting. 4644 says, Ballou, since FSU plummeted, do you have another team in your back pocket that you quietly root for? I don't. Nothing. Not even close. I had to make a decision. Again, when I went to that 96 game between New England and Jacksonville, everyone knew it. I was a diehard New England Patriots fan. I changed. I changed when I came back. I knew that I would have to change. It would make more sense. I tried to be as fair as I can, but I don't have second favorites. I kind of grew up in Boston, doesn't mean I like BC. I don't, because I spent 7 years in Chicago doesn't mean I like the Cubs or the Blackhawks. No, I have no second favorites. 3 Boston teams, Florida State, and right here in Duval.
Yeah, fandom is something that you get as a youngster. So you can't just like late in life decide I'm going to be a fan of something. To me, that never made sense.
No.
I'm a fan of all the teams I have been since I was 5 years old.
Even when I hopped on the Tiger bandwagon, I did it when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did it before he won the 15 majors. So, you know, I can be accused of being a front runner there, and that's fine. How about Ohtani? He's going tonight. Ohtani's got 28 and 2/3 scoreless innings right now. He's been on base 48 consecutive games. He already broke the record of Japanese-born players, which was 43 by Ichiro. The Dodgers' record is the Duke Snyder, 58 games in 1954. Got a little ways to go to catch Teddy Ball game. Ted Williams did it in 84 straight games.
Now, how do you feel about it going over 2 seasons? Does that not bother you?
Nah, I mean,
Once you get to 84 games, I mean, of course it's probably going to go over to 2 seasons.
Yeah.
To be able to do it from the mound, and yes, he is pitching against the Mets tonight, 10-10.
What a pitching matchup last night.
Dude.
Between those two.
So they both
Yamamoto,
and McLean,
right?
They both gave up 1 run in the top of the first, bottom of the first,
Third
and
pitch.
then nothing after that.
Yamamoto, third pitch. Lindor finally hit his first home run.
First RBI and first home run, and then Yamamoto just got 20 straight outs, which is insane. They are so stacked, man. I really hope that them winning another World Series doesn't affect the labor strike and all that, and then we don't have a season next year. It would really piss me off. But right now, they're by far the best team in baseball.
Ohtani's gone. He started twice. He's gone 12 innings. The bullpen blew his last outing. He's given up 5 hits and 1 unearned run.
Wow.
Not an earned run. Unearned run. He's gone 12 innings, 5 hits, and 2 starts. And you know what you're going to get with Ohtani? Yeah, I made a personal change. You know what I'm doing now? I don't know what it's called. I got to go to the ESPN stream and then go to MLB Network. And at night, it used to be Quick Pitch with Heidi Watney, which I love. But now they're doing something last night. See, I would always just watch the Red Sox. And I said to myself, and we saw it again today with Kevin McGonigal getting the 8-year, $150 million deal. For those of you not following baseball, there are so many young, really talented kids who have an opportunity to be special. Now, half aren't going to make it, okay, but half hopefully will. So I just said, watch the entire league.
Yeah.
Sit back. They have 4 games on, 2 games on, and they're sitting back in the studio just analyzing, and then they'll check in live. And I'm like, because the GF goes to bed around 10, and I'm just up in my bar, and I'm playing around with some baseball cards or doing whatever, and watching, the Red Sox on one screen, and it ends, and then go to the 4. Now starting Saturday, I'm going to be fully invested as well in the National Hockey League playoffs. But what they're doing at night on MLB Network is as great as anything I can remember.
I got to check that out because I actually don't even have MLB Network, but I have the app, and they do have the 4 squad boxes.
Oh, yeah.
So every night, I'm watching 1,000 games. I mean,
great
this
stuff.
is a great time for a baseball fan because you do have those young, talented guys coming up, and they are signing big, long contracts. So, yeah, almost every team has like a really high-up prospect that you can enjoy for the future. And they're as a Braves fan, another great win last night. Dom Smith, bases loaded, double to clear the bases and win. There's a lot of good stories going around baseball. There's a lot of momentum from last year's World Series that everybody loved. The World Baseball Classic brought a lot of momentum. So things are going good in the world of baseball, which you probably wouldn't have said even 3 seasons ago.
Last night, Kenley Jansen is 479th save. So, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Okay, he's 3rd all time. He's behind only Rivera and Trevor Hoffman. He passed Lee Smith. 5th all time is Craig Kimbrell with 440. And he's eating up.
He's back.
Was he Baltimore?
I think,
New York
yes.
Mets?
He's not very good. It's the Mets.
I think it is the Mets, and he's like a middle reliever. Yeah. But this is a weird deal. We talk about Fred Taylor, and we talk about Jimmy Smith and where they rank all time, rushing yards, receiving yards. You get the closers, all right? The top 3 are in. Now it's the top 4 because Jansen is active. Kimbrell is active. But you get to 6 and 7, they're not in. Francisco Rodriguez and John Franco,
Where's
437 and
Eric Gagne
424, both are not in. Then it's Wagner. Then it's Eckersley. Let me see
Wow,
here.
I thought Gagne would have been a lot higher than that. But Eckersley, obviously, in the Hall of Fame. He's a starter. Was he a starter for most of his career?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Came up with the Indians. And, he traded wives with Rick Manning. You know that about Dennis Eckersley. Oh, yeah, they switched. Okay, there's one thing about being swingers. They said, screw that. Watch this. Let's switch.
Were they teammates?
Yes.
Wow.
Rick Manning, the center fielder. Yeah, they just switched it up. Okay, it's like it's a lefty. You know how you used to switch things up in the middle? They just say, let's just switch up the wives. And then, who? He was a starter in Boston, and he was really good. And then he got traded to the Cubs. You know who the Cubs gave up to get Dennis Eckersley?
No idea.
Bill Buckner.
Wow.
I do not see Eric Gagne, who was also, I believe, fingered for roids.
Yeah, that's why he would never get into the Hall. But for some reason, he went on that streak of like saved streaks without giving, without blowing a save.
Oh,
That
he was awesome.
Insane.
But this is such a, I used to think the hardest or the weakest position in sports was a great center in the NBA. Consistently speaking, okay, you can really make the case. And I'm talking about consistency, a long established career. There has not been great closers who have been able to do it for 10 plus years.
No.
I mean, none of these guys are in the Hall of Fame. You got to go all the way down to Raleigh Fingers, and the way Fingers did it was totally different. Fingers would come in the 8th. If you said the Raleigh Fingers, we need a 5-out save.
No problem.
He'd give it to Hoyt Wilhelm, the least amount of saves in the Hall of Fame, 228. Well, he started a handful of games. Smoltz gave you 154 saves.
He was a starter like 75% of his
He
career.
won 213 as a starter.
He would have been a Hall of Famer before he even started closing.
Bruce Sutter at 300. But, Todd Jones, Jose Mesa, Roberto Hernandez, Fernando Rodney, Francisco Cordero, John Wetland, Randy Myers, Troy Percival, Jeff Reardon, Jonathan Papelbon, Joan Nathan.
Wow.
These guys aren't they're among the all-time leaders.
In a long time. Yeah.
They're not going to sniff the Hall of Fame.
They probably shouldn't. Honestly, in my opinion, like it's one inning of work. I know it's at the end of the game, but I'm not a put closers in the Hall of Fame guy. Obviously, the ones that deserve to get in are already in. I would say that Kinley deserves to get in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it for so long. What's crazy about him is, like Rivera, he has like one pitch. And he's just like, hey, go up there and try to hit this cutter. You can't. Okay, I have to give. This is insane. So Eric Gagne, his streak I just mentioned, lasted from August 28th of 2002 to July 5th of 2004. He did not blow a save. 84 straight opportunities. And,
oh, my God.
Yes, and he maintained a .82 ERA. With 139 strikeouts over those 87 innings.
Wow. That's impressive.
I do remember it being good, but not
he was
that
outstanding. Good. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, baseball treats closers kind of the way Hall of Fame was, kind of the way the NFL treats kickers and punters.
We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. How do they earn that? By treating you right. I was just in there. I promise you they treated me right. They'll always treat you right. Courtesy, respect, and fairness. That sounds like a cliche, but it really is part of Nimnick's treating you right guarantee, and I'm an example of it. I love going over there, and I really do trust them. So if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle or a new vehicle, head to Nimnick today. Better selection, better prices. Who delivers both? Nobody but Nimnick. Head there today. GMC, we are professional grade.
What if your next fun day out costs you $70 to play all day? That's exactly what you get at the Battalion Airsoft Arena, the only indoor airsoft battlefield in Jax. Skip the same old boring entertainment choices and step into real action with your crew. Perfect for birthdays, company team building, graduation parties, or just epic weekend fun. No experience, no problem. The Battalion package includes everything: gun, mask, and ammo with unlimited play. So lock in your mission now at BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Hey, Hicken here. Step into a fresher, cleaner home this spring with Zero Res. You might think because you mop off and your floors are clean, but they're actually collecting dirt not obvious to the eye. After a while, the hardwood or tile or LVP looks dull. This is where Zero Res can help. This month, 20% off all hard floor cleaning. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Call 287-5727 or go online at zeroresjacksonville.com. Make sure to ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy. Why so glum?
Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here.
What?
The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, the ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Getting married? Celebrating an anniversary? Celebrate your love with new wedding bands and save up to $10,000 right now at Beard's Diamonds. Now through April 19th, buy one wedding band, get a second one free. It's Beard's most popular offer ever. You both get new wedding bands, but you only pay for one. Gold, platinum, titanium, all wedding bands included in this springtime event. Now through April 19th. Buy one, get one free. Only at Beard's at the St. John's Town Center.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
No doubt about it. It's Jackie Robinson, 79 years ago today. It is the anniversary. He is being represented, honored, all throughout Major League Baseball. If you catch any games that have already been played today or that are ongoing right now or tonight, remember, at 10:10 tonight, Ohtani is on the bump for the Dodgers. There's no question. I'm going to watch his outing. You see all the players wearing 42. So, I mean, it's one of the great events, really, in our lifetime. Certainly in sports, it's tough to find something out there that was actually more important as to not only what it did for the game of baseball, but what it did, during that time period. All right, Jason Barham, 6'3" and a hook, 240. He ran a 4.64 40. I'm talking about him now because this is who Kuiper picked today for the Jaguars at number 56. Again, I've been all over Grayson Halton. He's a little undersized as a defensive tackle out of OU, but I just think the Jaguars have to get a defensive tackle with their second-round pick on Friday night. In the third round, I said, Harold Perkins, I love him. Now, Perkins is 6'1", 218, soaking wet. And really the only, I don't want to say the word trend, but if you look at the former regime, Trent Baalke was so much about measurements. He was so much about the science. I mean, this is not a person who can honestly, objectively look at the tape of Trayvon Walker at Georgia and the tape of Aiden Hutchinson at Michigan and say, oh, Trayvon Walker had a better career. No, he was drafted because he's got longer arms. He was drafted because they thought he'd be able to do more. Okay? Trayvon just got paid, yada, yada, yada. The only thing that I saw that really stuck out for me with the new regime, with James Gladstone, is speed. He got guys that can run, but I also have this feeling, and it's a very premature feeling because it's only been 1 year, but I believe that they trust Saturday's tape. I believe that they trust what these kids did on Saturday. Are they football players? Do they love the game of football? Okay, how much is that going to translate to the next level? I love Harold Perkins, even though he's undersized. But, I've been reading this kid. He spent 2 years at Maryland. He spent 2 years at Michigan. Again, he had 4 sacks a year ago. He had, 23 pressures. I'm reading NFL.com. He's impresses off the bus with prototypical size, length, and he's put together. He's disruptive as far as his traits, playing style with a salty demeanor. I freaking love that. Love a little bit of attitude on the defense. Capable of lining up as an inside linebacker or a stand-up edge. Pretty intriguing. Weaknesses. Takes chances inside that lead to the loss of contain for the defense. Frenetic playing style can lead to missteps and missed tackles. So there you go. Just someone to consider. 6'3", 240, 2 years at Michigan, 2 years at Maryland. I'm still going defensive tackle. That's where I'm at. NBC. Looks like they could lose Sunday Night Football. And, I want to say the contract ran through 2029. It may be 2031. I'll have to look back on it. But there's an out clause for the NFL. And they've already been in discussions with Netflix, with Prime and others. We talked briefly the other day about how they could sell preseason games to streaming services. And, I read this. This has nothing to, honestly, this has nothing to do with me. This is about you. This is about you, the fan. Okay? I mean, remember the blackouts? Remember that period that NFL fans had to deal with? Can you imagine now having a 1 o'clock preseason football game and you're hustling back from church? Maybe you got up early and you cut the lawn and you come back and you sit down the lazy boy and you flip on the TV and you have no idea where the game is, okay? And then when you're told, well, it's on Paramount or it's on Hulu or it's on Apple or it's on Prime or it's on Netflix, you may not have all of them. There's a real good chance that not only in the preseason, but once we eventually get to an 18th game, all you care about is watching one team, but your one team could be, and I didn't even include ESPN, Fox, CBS, NBC. It's a very scary situation based upon greed by owners who will say, all we care about is the fans. The only thing they do more of that is all we care about is the safety of the game. Well, they're adding an 18th game. That doesn't work when you talk about safety. Now, I know most of you are like, jam it, Ballou. We want the extra game. And I got it. I get it. Absolutely. You want an extra game? You want another bye? That gives you 2 more weeks of regular season football. 2 more weeks. Who's not going to sign up for that? We got into it the other day. 18 games, 2 preseason games. Before you know it, all 32 teams are going to be playing internationally. You can have 16 of those a year. Really, the big issue for them is, what do you do with that 18th game? Do you make it another divisional game, or do you make it out of the division? That's the number one debate. The number 2 debate is far more important. And it is something that was brought up a year ago at the owners' meetings. If it was talked about this year in Phoenix at the owners' meetings, no one in the press caught word of it. But that was the receding of the playoff and the playoff standings. Forever, 8 divisional winners host a game. Now you have 1 bye in the AFC. You have 1 bye in the NFC, right? The other 6 winners host. I never thought the Jaguars would go 13-4. I had them at 10-7. I thought 10-7 would be maybe one game better than Houston in an opportunity to host. If you reseed and all of a sudden Jacksonville makes it to the playoffs, but they're 9-8 or they're 10-7. And let's just bring up the East. Okay, let's say New England has another really good year. Let's say Buffalo has another really good year. And Buffalo is 11-6. And in this case, all right, we're talking about 18 games. Let's say Buffalo's 12-6. You won your division. You should be hosting a playoff game. But Buffalo, even though they were second in the East, has a better overall record. Jacksonville goes to Buffalo to play in the first round, not Buffalo coming to Duval. That would scare me as Jaguar fans. And you know what? Shad Khan has to be aware of this. Again, this is where, in my opinion, Tony Baselli really comes in. As the liaison, is more than that. As a guy who can say, Shad, what I just explained, this could happen. Now, if Jacksonville was 13-4, it's irrelevant. But, I mean, they're going to go 13-4 every year. I mean, they've only won the division 3 times. I mean, winning the division is rare. And when you win the division, you want to know that your ticket holders, your season ticket holders, your fan base is going to get, at a minimum, at least the wild card weekend. You give up this, you could be going on the road. To me, that's scary. It really is. But I believe that. Tony Baselli, not only is Tony Baselli a smart enough guy, Tony Baselli, I've known Tony for 30 years. I saw his passion on the radio broadcast team. I saw his passion when we would have, whether we're eating in the press box or we go out for dinner, whatever it would be. I've seen it. Okay? He's the type of guy who says, Shad, look at this. They could be taking a home gate away. And I wonder about other big owners who are like, heck no. You know, we could finish second in the division, but we're going to trust our one-loss record. I don't think there's great fear by other prominent teams in the NFL that are like, oh, okay, you know, we're nervous about Jacksonville winning the division and then coming to play us. I just don't believe that. They haven't done it enough years with success in order for that opinion to really hit anyone in the AFC Northwest or South or East, in my opinion. Something to consider, something to think about. Hopefully it does not happen. But anyway, that is among the many things that continue to be going on as far as conversations. And again, I talked about that research group a few weeks ago. They're talking about a 58% basically raise for these owners in the new television deal only, okay? I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about broadcasting rights only. 58%. Pretty crazy, no doubt about it. All right, much more to do. Hacker Nation as well. He's going to join you at 8. Jordan Schultz tomorrow at 6:15. Already looking forward to that. That'll be part of Thursday's program.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace. What's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
we're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by meta, over rebounds, under assists, method of first basket, free throw, piece.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Yo, E.T. here. And you know that on the field, preparation wins championships, right? Well, the same goes for your health. Right here in my side of town in Fleming Island, Encore Research Group is helping locals take charge through cutting-edge research studies. Everything from weight loss to diabetes and hypertension. Their team of local, multi-specialty doctors is focused on advancing medicine and keeping our community healthy. If you want to see if you qualify, check them out at encoredocs.com.
New year, new course.
Mind if I play through?
The Coastal Equipment Guggen Open at the Golf Club of Southampton, April 27th. For a chance for you and a partner to play, text Guggen to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Enjoy a Chick-fil-A breakfast and lunch from Dandy Foods. Chip and putt to win a Bernie grill from Stonecore. Pick up sunscreen products from Beaches Dermatology. Thanks to our sponsors, Lucas Tree Service, Instant Keys, Standard Insurance, and Harbor Dental Care.
For the ultimate and unique gift ideas, visit CuneFlowers.com. RJ Saunders here, and no matter what the reason, Cune Flowers has it all. Sending flowers was never so easy, either online, on the phone, or in their super cool showroom. Cune Flowers converts the extra point every time.
Hey guys, Coach Campo here. We just left Tony D's Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295. My wife is still raving about the eggplant parmesan. At Tony D's, it's more than just pizza. I'll see you there.
Of course, Roland Reach Plumbing has awards from Folio Weekly and the Bold City's Best. Now, Roland Reach is also confirmed as the Google Guaranteed Plumbing Service. Because when you do plumbing right, the word gets around. That's Roland Reach Plumbing.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Packer Nation, a double dip. Middle of the week, middle of the month, tax day. You're all fired up, ready to go, I can tell.
Yeah, Orlando playing in the play-in tonight against Philadelphia. We'll certainly keep people updated on that. Boy, the play-in last night, Miami and Charlotte. What a game. Adam Silver, I mean, if you're looking for a pat on the back for this play-in tournament, that game last night was absolutely incredible. The one problem with it, though, with 2 minutes to go in overtime, Amazon Prime had technical difficulties for about 60 seconds, which is the world of streaming that we're in. Can you imagine if that happened at the 2-minute warning of a key NFL game? Oh, my gosh.
Well, I got a tip. Maybe every sport should be like CBS or the Masters and just delay it for 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, or not show the winning putt. Not show Rory actually tapping in to win his second straight Masters title.
So Alex Condon is returning.
Man, look, I think last week, I'm not trying to say that I'm breaking any news here, but you saw the dominoes. You saw the writing on the wall when Micah Hanlockton, who's trying to get a 5th year of eligibility, said, well, if I get that 5th year, I'm transferring. Well, why would Micah Handlockton transfer? Because he wants to start. So did he know that Condon and probably Chinyalu were already coming back? Now, Condon announced right now, we're still waiting on Ruben. I know Gator fans on Twitter are going nuts because Tommy Houck was like, oh, yes, on social media. That's all he said, and people are reading things into that. I think the way it's going to land, Rick, I think Houck has gone to the NBA. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. Condon's back. I think Chinyalu's back. If Aberdeen gets approval through the NCAA for a 5th year with Boogie Fland, I mean, this Gator team will be preseason top 10, maybe preseason top 5.
Forget about football, man. Bring back college basketball. I'm ready. Let's go.
It's sometimes at Florida, it's all you've gotten for the last couple of years, so you have to enjoy it.
All right, we got that. Some hoops. What else tonight?
Yeah, Mark Long of the Associated Press is going to join me, talk a little Jaguar offseason and preview the draft. Sean Devaney, a guy you know very well, I'm sure, NBAheavy.com, is going to join us, and we will talk to Logan Robinson, the owner and the founder of Knoll Game Day, as Florida State wrapped up spring ball today, not with a Garnet and Gold game, but with an inter-squad scrimmage.
And you and I know as much as Mike Norvell when it comes to who the hell is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I thought it was going to be Ashton Daniels, but I guess the young kid Sperry's making it more complicated.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, have fun show.
Thanks,
Rick. It's going to do it. Jordan Schultz tomorrow at 6:15. We're going to get him going right out of the gate, NFL Insider. Thank you to John Osher tonight. Thank you to JJ tonight. You can always get us, 92.5 FM on the app. Take it anywhere with you. Never any static, as well on YouTube, on Into the Night, and on Twitter or X. That'll do it. I'm Rick Ballou. Talk to you tomorrow at 6.
It's a feeling.
Do you feel it?
A buzz.
I feel it. I feel it as strongly as I've ever felt anything in my life.
A vibe.
I can feel it. I can feel it like it's right.
1010XL. Sports talk for the First Coast.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back 9 Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back 9 Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back 9 Golf, where golf never sleeps.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit METLOKroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Brooks and Dunn and Blake Shelton are going to rock the country in Ocala this August. For your chance to win weekend passes to the Rock the Country Festival, text COUNTRY to the 1010XL text line designed by Lifetime